barriers. I'm going to keep on going on this path because this path is what I see to be true. So it was really important, and I just kept on going, and it's just been a growing experience ever since.
Indeed, and now we're having more videos on the screen. The pilgrims in the day of Arafah, they're all there, and it's something I feel that this year has definitely been a amazing success.
Super smooth as anything, absolutely smooth, like a river flowing with no disturbance. Crowds are coming in and out from every angle.
You know, I feel every video we show, and it seems like the crowdness is just that video.
It's amazing.
If you zoom out, you see that everyone.
By kilometers.
There's no crowding. There's nothing of that.
No arguments at all. You know, if you go to any other sports event in the world, major sports eventing, and people are crowding outside, you always see fighting, you see arguments.
And those are 45,000.
That's all maximum. Maybe 60 at the most.
Yes.
Not the millions.
And we have 2 million.
Subhanallah. It's amazing, you know.
And tell us, there's many individuals are wondering, I will say the non-Muslims, they're watching Saudi Channel 2, they're wondering what is the purpose of you wearing the white cotton. To elaborate more, because we're showing every day, we're showing them wearing the white, the ihram, as it's called, and many individuals saying, why are they wearing it? I've encountered this, and I appreciate the question. They felt like by asking it'll be offensive. I said, no. Please, I want you to ask, because
definitely not offensive.
We're in a life of information.
Good.
We're in a society of information.
Good.
And asking, it breaks down the barriers between Muslims and non-Muslims, and this is the whole purpose. I'm sure you wish you encountered more, I will say, more educated individuals, less ignorant, when you were becoming Muslim.
Definitely true. And this is the thing, the curiosity of learning.
That's how you became a Muslim.
Yeah, exactly right. And most people do. Curiosity of learning is the first step to learning, isn't it?
Yes.
With no curiosity, you're not motivated to learn.
Indeed.
So this is curiosity as well too. Why is this? Why do we wear this? We wear this because we're following the sunnah, the path, the way, the guidance of the messenger of Allah, the final messenger to mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he's a messenger not just to the Muslims, he's a messenger to humanity until the day of judgment. And know that. He's a messenger for the Muslims and the non-Muslims out there. All it requires is for the non-Muslims to discover the message, look at the message, and make a choice of accepting the message or rejecting it. And the best choice is to accept the message.
Indeed.
So in terms of the guidance of the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we wear the cloth, the cloth of ihram, as an example of following the Messenger. Number one, primarily, the color white is not compulsory. But it's important in terms of unification, and also in terms of dealing with the heat out there. It's probably the most beneficial color.
It's cotton.
So it's very important.
Yes.
And it's cotton which breathes well, because you'll sweat a lot, and you have a lot of the heat coming from your body.
This is, I feel like, it's a sacrifice. You sweat and time, and
definitely, it's a struggle in every way. In every way, physical, emotional.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for this struggle.
Exactly right. And so we wear it in terms of part of the rituals of Hajj. And we remove these garments and get into our normal garments after the completing of the day of sacrifice. When we go to a Jamrat, the stoning, the symbolic stoning of the devil, of Shaitan, and we will complete the tawaf as well, or a few other rituals. And so it's a temporary thing that we wear on a Hajj.
Indeed.
But also it symbolizes for me unification, because if you don't have this at Hajj, especially at Arafah, everyone will look different. They come from different nations, I mean more than 60 plus nations represented here. And we want to have a feeling of brotherhood and unity.
Indeed.
Wearing the white garment and have that unification really makes you connect with anyone you see. You're wearing the same as me. Doesn't matter where you're from the planet. Even if I can't speak your language, you're wearing the same as me. We are together. We are one humanity. And so it's a beautiful feeling to wear that, you know. And some people, they love it so much, you know, they almost want to wear it all the way back home, which you really, you can't, because once you finish Hajj, you're finished. But they love it so much, they really cling on to this garment as a momentum as well for Hajj.
Indeed, so definitely more clarification, and for the viewers who are watching us, as I will say, the non-Muslims, because this is, I think, curiosity is what led a lot of non-Muslims to the path of Islam, alhamdulillah. And I think the more answers we give them before they ask, they'll be able to assist you, because I remember back in the days, there was not that type of technology, there was not that type of communication.
Extremely difficult.
You have to see something from far away, then your curiosity has to come.
Yes.
But nowadays we are providing information for them to kind of see the path of Islam a lot quicker.
And this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the information has become available anywhere. You can be lying on your bed, on your couch, and you just open your phone and you can access whatever you want. And we had to go to libraries and look through volumes of books to find out a small piece of information at our time, or get the book sent in from overseas if we wanted to read something regarding that book. Very difficult to access a written documentation or that type of information. Now we have it in books, you have it in video, you have it in audio, you have it in every form possible. It's open, it's endless, you know.
Indeed, and now we have more videos of pilgrimage in the day of Arafah, and they are finding locations to pray, with dua, reflect on their life after this, and it's something that's definitely very important. And this is mashallah, this video right now, it goes to show of the capacity of the Muslims around the world that have come to perform the fifth pillar of Islam, the calling of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come and perform Hajj.
Mashallah, Jazakallah khairan, Suleiman. I really appreciate it. But the context that you put that in, that all these people together unified in one path, subhanAllah, it's beautiful. And what's amazing is it doesn't matter how many times you come back here, it always feels new. It feels an exciting new thing. The same, you know, mountains, the same general outlay, you've got the signs marking, you've got a few new things like the train and a few other structures, but it's always revived because of the difference in experience. You see a different group of people every time you come. You can never meet the same two people.
Indeed.
So it's always the variety. It's like a revival, actually, you know.
Mashallah.
Very important thing.
Indeed. And for a lot of the individuals back in home in Australia, when you first informed that you're a Muslim, that you convert to Islam, what was their feedback? What did they say?
Negative. It was more negative than anything
Why do you
else.
feel that was the reason behind it?
Because it's a shock. It made such a transition. I mean, leading a life of, you know, not doing the right things, and people accepted you in that image. That was your image.
This is, I feel like, the irony in that part.
Yeah.
Is that if you're doing something that's good, they look at you like, why?
Yeah.
But when you do something that's bad, it's normal.
Exactly right.
I feel the hypocrisy in that aspect. You know,
I think what it is when you're doing bad and you're amongst people who are doing bad and they accept that identity of you.
This is
the normal thing for that group. Okay, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's your mother, father, or friends. This is the normal way, and everyone's accepted that, you know. But then when you make a change, what you're telling them is that you are all wrong. You are all wrong, and I'm going to a different path that's right, and they know that. That's why they rebel against you.
So in this, mashallah, you still stayed the path of righteousness all this year. How many years have you been a Muslim?
Oh, subhanAllah, I can't even count. Was it 25 years now?
25 years,
subhanAllah, yeah. So it's been a long time. But it always feels like yesterday. Well, it also feels like yesterday. You don't even think about 25 years unless you look in the mirror. Then you feel 25 years, you know, it's different, but alhamdulillah.
Mashallah, you know, I've heard many stories of a non-Muslim converting to Islam, and their story is quite inspirational at that. If I may say, many individuals, as yourself, I remember from last year, there was an American, there was a Canadian, there was a British, there was an Australian, there was an Asian. There has been people from all around the world, and they say, I've been a Muslim for this many years, I've been a Muslim for this many years, I've been a Muslim for they came from an area or a background of a very open-minded. Everything was there, as we say there in doing some activities before they became Muslims as a haram.
Yes.
You know, and now they're in the path of righteousness. Yes. And this is something I feel that what message do you tell other individuals who are living that life you were, as I will say,
I would say reflect upon yourself, reflect upon who you are. What is your purpose of creation? I mean, what is your purpose of creation? This is the whole message of Islam. Explore what your purpose of creation is, who you are. And what you'll find, every time you go down a path sincerely, you'll find it will come down to one thing. That your purpose of creation, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, is to worship Him, the one true God. This is why you were created. You weren't created to have fun. You weren't created to waste time. You weren't created to commit sin. You weren't created to go around and make trouble for people or just live endlessly in a world of desire. You weren't created for that. It doesn't make sense because as you get older, all those things go away and they fizzle out to nothing. You might end up at 80 years old and you can't do the things you were doing at the age of 20.
Yeah.
But when you're worshipping Allah, if you're fulfilling your purpose of creation, even to your grave, you can continue doing this thing. It makes logical sense.
It's like someone described it like as a Muslim, you have to. It's like holding on to a steering wheel. This is to guide you into the right path. It's not about whenever you're in a time of bad or anything, you go hold it again.
Yeah, and not just that, you're on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is on an auto drive.
Yes.
It's turning left and right for you. What's that? That is the guidance.
The guidance, yes.
The guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
That's why
and
you
the
always gotta
messenger.
keep both hands
Yeah, you
on.
hold on to it. It turns for you. You don't have to make a new direction.
Follow what's written in
The straight
Quran,
path
Kareem.
is put for you.
Yes.
You know, so it's very important to understand. So what I say to you, explore it. Don't be hesitant. Explore this path. Look down this path. And you have so many opportunities. You can call people. You have Islamic centers and so forth. And if you're sincere to try to find this path and try to discover who you are and fulfill your purpose of creation, you know, God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one true God, will guide you down this path. Doesn't matter where you are and how your situation is. You know, you'll go down that path. It requires you to be sincere and to search for that. And again, it's a choice. There's no compulsion there.
Indeed, it is definitely something that I'm sure you had many friction, many issues when you became as a Muslim 25, 26 years ago. And it's something that goes to show that, you know, no matter where you're at, no matter the situation, no matter where you were before, it feels like what you do after, what you do today, as it will affect you, how you do tomorrow. How
Very
you
true.
And how do you feel now that you're, mashallah, been a Muslim for 25, 26 years? How do you feel your life has been?
Turned around. It was a reawakening, really reawakening. Everything that happened before that, it just disappeared. All memories were gone. All memories were gone. The feeling was gone, you know, in terms of that, in terms of what happened beforehand. So I would say it's like a reawakening, but also it's like you're born again, you're fresh, you're new, you have new hope, and you have a new start. And every day is like that. It's just it's a blessing upon blessing, you know. And it's never ending until you've reached the grave. You're always in the act of worship. You're getting closer to your Lord. You're struggling. You're repenting. You're trying to improve yourself. You're trying to help others.
Indeed, and I think this is definitely a very important message for even the Muslims. They feel like they're losing their way. This is definitely
Come back.
I wouldn't say come back. I would say realize where you're at. Realize how to improve yourself. Definitely. And I think this is, if you notice for yourself, as a Muslim living whether overseas or in the kingdom or in an Islamic country, that you know you'll be surrounded by any bad negativity, but this is what life's like. There's good negativity and bad negativity.
It's all a test.
And yes, indeed, and you have to stay where you at. Consciously in your mind, in your heart, you have to be where you're at. And I think individuals may steer a little to the left, a little to the right, but I feel like realizing that you've come back and done the right path, I think that means even more. That means you had the intention of it, and I think the sincerity of it means a lot for individuals.
Very true.
What's your comments on that about individuals? Whether they're Muslims, they're exposed to the world nowadays.
Definitely.
And yet, for you to become a Muslim 26 years ago, to stay in the path of righteousness, what do you say about that?
I mean, sincerity is the key to learning, to any type of learning, especially seeking your religious identity. It's very important to be sincere. And think about it, you're doing it for yourself. Indeed. You want to know who you are. You want to know your purpose of life. And if you really love yourself and you care for yourself, you will be so sincere that all you want to seek is the absolute truth.
Indeed.
No fuzziness at all, no confusion, no philosophy, no distortion. You know, you want to seek the pure, clean truth. And if you do that, you can't help but to follow the guidance. And this is what I'm telling you, with no exaggeration. You cannot help but to follow the guidance, because it will just lay out in front of you like an open book, you know, and it's beautiful and so easy to implement in your life.
Indeed, and definitely thank you so
much. Thank you very much for having us.
Barakallah Fiq for joining us. And
real pleasure.
We are very glad that you joined us, especially from experience of a non-Muslim 26 years ago, and now a Muslim performing Hajj for the 6th time. MashaAllah. I wish you the very best for you and your family, and of course, inshallah, your words of wisdom has spread to non-Muslims around the world. Again,
may Allah reward you.
Barakallah Fiq.
Hajj Mabrur, inshallah.
And for our dear viewers at home, we were discussing with Abu Abdullah about as an Australian 26 years ago, he was not a Muslim, and he found the path of Islam from curiosity, from intriguing, from asking himself, what's the purpose of life? What am I intended to do? And that really led him to the path of Islam, alhamdulillah. And it's definitely a wake-up call for a lot of non-Muslims to see about where they're at. Are they happy? Are they not happy? And this is what the idea of it. The words of Islam is definitely there to guide you, to assist you, and to live a better life, more peaceful life, more, of course, sincere life. And this is, I think, very, very important. But for now, our DVOs will be getting ready for the Dhuhr prayer. So that's all for now for the moment for the Hajj coverage 1437. We'll have more coverage and more episodes and more, of course, more interviews with more pilgrims, inshallah. For the moment, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لك والملك لا شريك لك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك